Okay. Yes, thank you very much, Orhan. Mark is also my friend of mine. He's a very successful packaging designer. He has been managing his own design studio under the brand name of Orhan Irmak Tasarım, Orhan Irmak Design Studio. He is going to share his experiences to us, also his background and the potential projects, what he's doing, and what are the DNAs of the Orhan Irmak Design Studio's codes and the way of thinking and design management skills. And Mr. Orhan is planning to place the sustainable future of the design and the packaging design in his explanations and presentations. So thank you so much, Orhan Irmak and Orhan Irmak design team, for sharing their valuable time to us. So Orhan, it's your turn. We are ready to listen to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ersayin. It's my pleasure to be here in this live event. So this is the new time, so events are online now and we are getting used to it. And now we are enjoying it. So thank you for this platform and thank you for the introduction. I am Orhan Irmak. I'm packaging designer from Istanbul, Turkey. I am leading Orhan Irmak Design Agency, which has experience of nearly 20 years on the packaging design. We are focusing on packaging design, and we are part of a global alliance called Global Local Branding Alliance. So within which we are representing Istanbul, Turkey, and the Middle East, but we have also branches in New York, Shanghai, Johannesburg, Berlin, Moscow. So 7 locations based on our global clients. My topic today is packaging design for sustainable futures. My PhD is on development patterns of packaging design, and my master's thesis is actually on future studies. So I wanted to combine these two fields, the future studies, the future approach, and packaging design, to discuss about what we can do, what we can achieve through packaging design for a sustainable future. First, we may better look at the question of what the future is. Future is not something simple waiting for us somewhere in the future. There are actually multiple futures. There are several future scenarios we can achieve. Actually, future is something that can be changed. Actually, future is something that can be designed. While looking at the society through perspective of societal changes and technological developments, we can make a guess of what's waiting for us in the future, and we can make some projections about the future. So we look at what's going on today, and based on this, we try to guess what's waiting for us in the future. And if the future scenario is not fancy enough, then we can start changing it from now. Let's give an example. Let's say we used 1 million tons of plastic this year, and this means in 5 years we will have used 5 million tons of plastics. So is this too much? Then what we can do? Let's reduce the use of plastics. What can we do? Let's replace the plastic material with paper. Okay, the scenario looks very simple, isn't it? But it's not. Well, this is just a linear perspective on packaging design. And I see these linear solutions just like the linear consumption. We are just trying to solve the problems of linear consumption with linear solutions. And this is not enough for today's circular economy perspective. We need to change this, especially when we consider packaging design. It's not just about the material. There is production, there is the carrying all these goods from one place to another. There are the shelves where we present the products, the consumer, their consumption habits, their purchasing habits, and the recycling there. So there's really several levels when we consider packaging design. And that's why we need to change our perspective on sustainability when we talk about packaging design. I want to share my screen now for you so that I hope it works. So, Sartaj Bey, can you
Yes,
see?
it works. Yes, it works.
Great. As part of my business, I am traveling all around the world and making research on the shelves. What's on the shelves and what's changing. And one of the new recent changes is, of course, the paper. We see a lot of paper on the shelves, from chocolate to chips, from fabric softener to cosmetic products to electronics, which is really good and which is very making me think, having positive feelings about the future and our environment. And when one of the brands that we are following, it's Ritter Sport Yuhi, it's packaging, announced that they are shifting from plastic or metallic packages to paper bags, it was wowed in the industry, and it was very well mentioned in the design society. And it was a good example, and it could be a good future example for some other brands to follow. And of course, when I see it on the shelf, the realized example, I was also very excited. It looks good. This photo was taken in the Istanbul airport while I was traveling to the Gulf Food exhibition in Dubai. So it looks like the aim was achieved, changing the plastic to paper for a sustainable future. But then when I was visiting in Dubai, the Carrefour store, the story was slightly changed in my mind. Here you see the packaging of the same brand, but this time not in the airport, on a supermarket shelf. Here you see the packaging does not look nice, and I can say that a consumer do not want to buy a old looking packaging which is teared off and which does not look like it's a new product or new packaging. So here we see a problem here. The message is not that please stop replacing plastic with paper. Of course, this is not the case. This is not the conclusion that I want to give. Please keep using new ways of papers, but we have to have a wider angle when we are talking about packaging. So it's not the material only that can contribute to the sustainable economy. We need to have a circular packaging, a circular design perspective to the packaging. We need to consider multiple levels of the process, and one of them is the product itself. So in the design practice, as we all know, we are working with future scenarios. We create some scenarios for the future, and in order to achieve this future scenario, we decide on the steps that we have to take. So actually, design process is not linear by nature. It is circular by nature. So that's why when we create our scenario about packaging for the future, not purely on changing the material from plastic to paper, but creating future scenarios about new consumption theories, then we may achieve better solutions and better sustainable approaches on the packaging design. So now I want to share my screen again. Here at this point of my presentation, I hope you can see it.
Yes.
Okay, now I want to talk about circular design principles for packaging design. And there are several circular design principles, but 4 of them I think are very relevant to packaging design. One of them is material, choosing circular materials. Of course, I know in the beginning of the presentation I said it's not enough. Yes, I still say that. but it is one of the very important and crucial element of the circular design. That's the choosing the right material. So it's not enough by its own, but we have to integrate it to the different approaches. When we look at the circular material selection, here you see a packaging design for baby diapers. I haven't seen baby diapers on paper-based packages before. I have seen many other products, but this was new for me on the shelf. So it is home compostable packaging, basically, not paper. But it's a big step for product that is using excessive, huge amount of plastics on their packages. When you try to remember the baby diaper shelves, they are really huge in size, the packages, and the consumption is a lot as well. While baby grows, it's changing the size, and you have to use diapers several times a day. So it's a huge consumption, and there is a change in terms of material in this category will have a big impact on the overall plastic usage. And here you see another example, but this time from our portfolio. We work with Unilever in Turkey and Dubai, and this is their sustainable packaging for legume soup. When we are talking about sustainable packaging materials, we are not only talking about shifting it from plastic to paper. There are several other approaches. For instance, using the same plastic at the different layers of the packaging. Because when we are talking about recycling, one of the biggest problems is using different type of plastics layered on top of each other. So it's really impossible to divide them for recycling. But when we are using the same material for different layers, this turns the packaging material into something more recyclable. And this is the way we announce that the Knorr Heart Nature, it's a recyclable plastic, and please recycle it. And the second approach, the principle is using less material. This is this lies on not only on the hands of the chemical engineers, but also on the designers. If we can create a shape, create a bottle with less plastic than we used to have, then this means we have a positive contribution. Here you see the skim vacuum packaging on the shelves of Waitrose. Here the meats are presented like that. There are less air transported and less material used to cover the meat. So it's turned into a green packaging, and today green packaging means premium packaging. Here, another example that I love. I have taken this photo from Shanghai on the supermarket, and it is the ice cream shelf. Well, this is ice cream. If you think of your regular ice creams, they are round shaped. They are in a flow pack filled with air. So they are very huge in size, and if you put these classical packages on the box, then you need a huge box for that as well. Here, what I like is the modular design of the ice cream. So ice creams are so designed in a way that they can stick into each other and create and require less amount of packaging, and which is a clever solution of reducing the material for me. Here, another criteria, it is the refill, reusing the packaging with refills packs. Well, this is not something new. We have been designing refill packs maybe more than 10 years now. But what is interesting on this photograph is the honey, refill of honey. So we used to have mostly liquid soaps. But here there is a creative approach of using honey in a refill pack. But in my second example, what I love the refill pack here is its shape. So with the power of design, we can turn into refill packs to something that is a love object that the consumers want to buy, not only because it is the refill of their original packs, but just because it is beautiful. So they may use the refill pack as an original pack as well, as long as we design it in a beautiful way. And my final title is, of course, reuse. If we think about packaging design, not something as a waste, but something to use for the future and for different purposes, then we create a new concept of packaging design. Here you see the actually the baking material for cake mix, cookie mix. Normally these cookie mixes are in, plastic bag, which is inside of a carton bag and a paper bag. And on the paper bag, there is a very nice and attractive and delicious photos of these cookies. But today's consumers are not buying that. They know that the image not represents what they are going to cook. So they don't want us to tell them lies about how beautiful the cooking will end up. And another thing consumers want is they want to see what they are buying. So transparent packaging is a new trend. And here in this packaging, you see exactly how much material you are buying, and you can make a guess what you are going to cook with this material. On top of that, it is a glass bottle. So you can use it for very different purposes as a water bottle or whatever you want after using this cooking your in the oven. And the final example, again from our portfolio, it's the sustainable packaging we designed for linens brand in Turkey, Touch Free Mood actually. Normally in Turkish market, the linens packages are in boards, thick boards, gray boards covered with very shiny and plastic finishes on top of it. So it is very hard to recycle. However, we need a durable packaging for this one because the shelf time of a linens is maybe a year. So it has to be on the shelf. It has to store well, but also it might have a second usage for provide second usage scenario for their consumers. So our approach was changing that material that is the paper but very difficult to recycle into aluminium, and we used very environmental friendly ink on as printing on the metal the aluminium packaging with white, just one color, and you see a sticker on it showing the linens inside its texture, and that sticker is removable. So when you remove that sticker after buying this, you can use your packaging in the way you like it, because even the branding is very transparent on it. It looks like there is no brand, and it very much looks like a packaging that you want to buy from IKEA to store your products. So if we provide solutions for consumers for better sustainable future scenarios, they are really buying it. And in researches, it shows that especially in developed market, they are even willing to pay more if the packaging is more sustainable. So it's our duty as designers to create packaging designs that serves not only for today's need, but also for the future, actually for a sustainable future. Thank you for listening. This is the end of my presentation. And here there are the links for our social media. So if you want to know more about sustainability and our packaging design projects, please follow us, and please reach me anytime you want.
Thank you so much, Orhan. It seems that, and as far as I can follow up your presentation, the consumption theories and way of buying and way of consuming scenarios are needed to be, talked again and again. Seems that the matter, changing the material or way of manufacturing are not only the criteria to be able to make a war against pollution, or to be able to fight with this kind of unsustainable results of the manufacturing process, to make it much more sustainable. We need to develop much more theories also on the consumption, way of buying, way of consuming, and way of using all those stuff, which are including also the packagings. Thank you so
Yes,
much.
you're welcome. Either we are producing wastes or we are producing meaningful packages. So it's our choice.
Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
So hope to meet again end of the conference. Once we finish the conference today, we are going to meet also another speakers at our ETMK booth. So hope to see you soon. Thanks a lot.